All right, folks, it's your boy. I'm here to give you the lowdown on what transpired today with the stock market and why, if we don't get control of the narrative, we're going to lose control of the stock market to a bunch of hedge fund managers and a bunch of people who don't know the difference between Twitter and Facebook, because they're going to get manipulated by the people who do know the difference and who know that they can manipulate these people who don't, aka our Congress people, our regulatory boards, so that they will never lose like they lost today and have been losing this week. So a little backstory if you don't know what's going on. In recent history, in the last week or so, a couple of hedge funds, basically shorted, which means they bet that a stock would go down. And that's not wrong. That's not bad. That's how the stock market works. But what they did is, at best, immoral, and at worst, illegal. They overshorted the stock. They overshorted it to the tune of around 124%. And I know that you're intelligent if you're listening to me talk right now. Things only usually go to 100%. So that means between these hedge funds, they were over betting and basically manipulating the market so they can make 24% more money than they should be making. That's why, best case scenario immoral, worst case scenario illegal. So these people are, doing some steady shit, and it comes across the desk of these group of people on Reddit. So they're like, all right, that's shady. So they use a public forum, that's important, to basically say, hey, this stock is overshorted. And then people read that, they do their due diligence, they look into it, and they're like, oh, that's right, it is overshorted. So they're like, all right, GameStop shouldn't be getting driven into the ground because a lot of these hedge fund managers will over leverage their money to basically make it look like a stock is in the toilet, which is basically what they did to GameStop. GameStop recently got a brand new CEO who was like a legendary CEO of recovering companies. So, there's basis to see that, to make the argument that GameStop is going to do better, especially since they're changing their entire business model and they're doing amazing in e-commerce. So, these people on Reddit, the page is or was called Wall Street Bets. They're like, we can save this stock. We believe in this stock. This stock is a good stock. So they start buying up GameStop left, right, and center. And they do it in such a grandiose way that it spreads like wildfire. They're like, hey, GameStop is undervalued. Why don't we buy shares of GameStop and make sure it gets the evaluation that it deserves in our eyes? Because anything's only worth what somebody is willing to pay for it. And they were willing to pay a premium for GameStop, while these guys, the hedge fund managers, were basically pushing the price down to make more money. So fast forward to the last 3-4 days, these hedge fund managers are losing their shirt, their house, their wife, and their mistress, because for their gamble to work, the stock has to, again, go down. The stock was already under $10. So there wasn't that much more room for the stock to go down. So they were just squeezing it like a lemon to basically milk it out before the company goes bankrupt, before the new CEO or the people could fix the company and make it profitable. But now, since the stock is going up leaps and bounds to the moon, it went from a little around $19 when I started following it to now it's sitting somewhere around $300, which basically means their risky maybe illegal gamble blew up in their face. So these people are short, and they owe the stock market somewhere in the realm of around $5 billion. So these hedge fund managers are going to have to cough up $5 billion and some change dollars to get right with the stock market. And of course, they're not happy because, again, they're losing money for something they did, which again could be possibly illegal. So now these people who don't understand our technology and the way we do things are saying that we hacked the stock market, and not in generally accepted term of that was hacked, that was unfair. No, they're saying that we did something unscrupulous and illegal because we hacked it. So they're basically trying to change the narrative so that if this could happen again, it won't happen again, because they want to squeeze the little man, the retail sellers, which are what we are called. We're not big businesses, we're retail sellers. They want to squeeze us out of the equation so that they can keep milking us for money. But now that the shoe is on the other foot, they feel some type of way. One of the editors of Market Watch, a big stock market blog, is basically defaming the younger trader group as just pirates robbing and pillaging and defacing the good name and the good nature of the stock market. To be honest, they are just feeling the strain and the butt fucking that they've been giving to everybody else. And again, I am here for it. I am happy as hell because they deserve it for driving companies out of business. Because again, they can squeeze a stock until it goes bankrupt and they make money. But us retail sellers, us everyday Joes, are the one holding the bag. Because again, once they squeeze it, they've already got all the money out. They're betting against us that the business will be profitable. So we lose our houses, our mortgage, things like that. Because this is them betting against the stock market is basically a catalyst of what happened in 2008 when people lost their mortgages, their houses, and everything else to the stock market bubble crash. So to get back on topic, we have to get control of the narrative. No one hacked anything. We use publicly available information. Whether you got on there, whether you had your own portable, your own cell phone, whether you had your own PC, you could go to the library or go to your friend's house and use their PC to look at this publicly available information and make your own choices. There was no undue collusion. There was none of that. It was just people pooling their money together to save something they wanted to save. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. They're going to make it sound like we did something wrong when we didn't. They're going to make it sound like we're in the wrong for using our money, our resources, our technology to do something good for ourselves and make money for ourselves, when they feel like they are entitled as the only people to do that. Because if you look at some of the stories, some of these people who've made money off GameStop going up to the moon aren't hedge fund managers, stock market brokers. Some of them are, but the majority of the ones who's making a profit are everyday Joes. And want to know exactly what they're doing? They're putting that money they got, that windfall, they're not hoarding it. They're giving it to charity. They're paying off their houses and their mother's hospital bills, or they're making college funds for their kids. They're not hoarding massive amounts of money just for the sake of hoarding massive amounts of money. They are taking money that would have just been locked up in some bubble and putting it back into the U.S. economy. And to me, that's the most American thing to do. You're spending money to help your nation, your friends, your family, and your neighbors. All right, I've been rambling for a minute. That's all I got. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, comment in the video, like and subscribe if you like what's going on here, because for those of you who know me, I'm going to keep it real with you. And I'm not going to lie to you to the best of my abilities. I might get shit wrong, but I'm not going to lie to you. All right, if you look down in the description for, as long as we're allowed to play in the stock market, you'll see links to Webull, Robinhood, so that you can get in on the craziness until, they decide that us po folk don't deserve to play in the stock market no more. Y'all be easy, wash your hands, wear a mask, peace out, and I love you.